Hello beautiful people, my name is Varstahl, and if you're asking yourself, what the heck was at E3 this year? I'm here to give you an answer. EA is the first in line and we started strong. The first announcement, Battle Royale 5. In case anyone had any doubt, Battlefield 5 will have a Battle Royale mode. No gameplay footage has been shown whatsoever, and most of the presentation revolved around Battle Royale. It was followed up by FIFA 19, same game with the exception of the World Cup, which will be held in Russia this year, coming out September 28th. We're then brought in a lengthy discussion regarding the marvelous Origin Access and its advanced form, the Origin Access Premier, that apparently will grant players 7-day head start and access to other Origin games. Vince Zampella is interviewed from the seats. The interviewer tries to get more information about the upcoming Respawn Star Wars games that Vince has no intentions on revealing. Given that they're the creators of Titanfall, I would have expected they were working on the new Titanfall 3, but apparently the next coming game is from Star Wars. I kind of fear that Respawn Entertainment already has its head ready to be chopped by Unicronic Arts. We'll see. Next in line is Battlefront 2, with its several updates. Nothing new comes to light, especially considering that everything that has been said just confirmed what was already leaked before the E3 even started. The sequel to Unravel comes up to the big screen. It now features cooperative gameplay. We're told to believe that the two players who are showing us the only gameplay footage are playing it live, which I find most insulting. But let's pretend that all of the sick moves were actually played by them and not just scripted months ago. Another new interesting game shows up. It's Sea of Solitude, which is estimated to come out in the early 2019. Throughout all the footage shown, I have some terrible déjà vu. Then it clicks. A female protagonist going around some water world, apparently all alone. It's basically Submerged, although Sea of Solitude does seem to have some darker tones. We'll see if it's a better game than Submerged. Back to the sports with NBA and Madden 19. Lots of talk, lots of banter, no gameplay. Okay. Suddenly, In Control and Nike Knight start battling it out. People is puzzled. Apparently they release an RTS for mobile platforms. In Control and Night Knight are playing such RTS. The battle and the commenting drags on for several minutes, and then the title is shown. Command and Conquer Rivals. If Total Biscuit had resurrected, he would just have died again. We're then fed some more bullshit. Generally, oh, we listen to your feedback. We listen to player choice, we're always for player choice, and blah 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 for several minutes. Anthem closes the conference, due out February 22nd. For the first time we're shown some gameplay. Might be just me, but I have some strong feelings about Destiny 2 mixed with Titanfall. The gameplay for what we've shown seems way too anemic for me. Oh, and if anyone's wondering, there will be microtransactions. The Microsoft Xbox conference starts strong. A 4K video of Halo Infinite developed by 343 Studios. An absolutely stunning trailer. Sadly, nothing more was said or shown. Ori and the Will-O-Wisp is the next installment of the Ori series, due out in 2018. I don't have anything else to add. Seems stunning just like Ori and the Blind Forest. From Software, the creators of Dark Souls, announced Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. And the entire audience died when it discovered it will be published by Activision, due out in 2019. Fallout 4 is given free with Xbox Game Pass, and right after that comes the new teaser trailer for Fallout 76. A spin-off of Life is Strange, The Amazing Adventures of Captain Spirit, will be released for free on June 26th. It serves as a bridge between Life is Strange and its sequel, Life is Strange 2, and features the imaginary adventures of a kid. I'm really looking forward to it. Crackdown 3 will be released in February 2019. Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition will also be available to Xbox users starting from June 26th. A new footage reveals the next installment in the Metro series, Metro Exodus, due February 22nd. For the first time, Xbox will see the release of a Kingdom Hearts game, confirmed for January 29th. 2 more content patches have been announced for Sea of Thieves. Curse Sails in July, and Forsaken Shores. They will add a new ship and a new map. Another trailer for Battlefield 5 confirms that it's also coming for Xbox. Forza Horizon 4 will be set in historical England, declared to run in 60 FPS and be available for Xbox One and Windows 10. It features a new mechanic in the form of the seasonal weather. The map will change based on the season for every player, and allows a different perspective on the map traversal. A lake is shown as an example, that will be frozen during the winter season and be drivable upon. Microsoft announces a new studio opening, The Initiative, based in Santa Monica, and also welcomes several other studios under its umbrella. Undead Labs, Playground Games from the Forza series, Ninja Theory, the creators of Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and Compulsion Games, the creators of We Happy Few. PUBG will receive the new map this summer, and War Mode is announced for this winter. Also coming this winter, Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. It's been quite a while. The Division 2 is coming to Xbox on March the 15th. I will talk a bit more about it in the Ubisoft segment. More talk about Game Pass, Fast Start, I'm unsure what it's for, and of machine learning, but they mentioned that Fast Start will support The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4 and The Division, whatever that means. We're shown a trailer for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, due out September 14th. Some gameplay will be shown in the Ubisoft segment. A trailer for a new game is shown. It's Session, a skate game. The Korean MMO Black Desert Online will come to Xbox later this fall. Registrations for the beta are already open. Nero is the main star of the new Devil May Cry 5, coming next spring. New DLC for Cuphead, coming next year, will introduce a new female playable character, a new island and new bosses. A single Nova Scotian game designer brings us Tunic, a very cartoony looking 2D Zelda style game, with a very cute fox as the main protagonist. Next up is Jump Force, a new fighter game that will star characters from One Piece, Naruto and the Dragon Ball series. The sequel, Dying Light 2, has been announced. Its main feature, in my opinion, is the multi-branching campaign, that allows different choices and repercussions on the main story depending on the playstyle and the choices made. We are told about the renewed mechanics in parkour, melee combat and with the infected knights. Out of nowhere, the teaser trailer for Battletoads. Picture me surprised. A new and improved Just Cause 4 is announced. It will feature many improvements from Just Cause 3 and have the new extreme weather system. Several new Gears games have been announced. Gears Pop, featuring Gears of War with characters as shown in the Funko Pop figures. Gears Tactics, coming for PC. And Gears 5 coming in 2019. Microsoft talks about artificial intelligence and cloud streaming, and says it's already working on the next console. No additional information provided, and the conference is over. Except that it's not. Some fake hacking scene is shown on the main screen, finally revealing the new trailer for Cyberpunk 2077. Bethesda starts its conference with Rage 2, an open-world FPS developed by id and Avalanche, set to release for spring next year. Elder Scrolls Legends, the trading card game, will have a relaunch with consoles. The Elder Scrolls Online reminds us of Somerset, an expansion that was out last week, and of Wolf Hunter, the new DLC. It will add new dungeons to the game and develop the story of Murkmire. A new installment in Doom has been announced, Doom Eternal, said to literally bring hell to earth. A lot is still kept under wrap, more will be announced at QuakeCon later this August. Several updates have been worked for Prey. It will feature additional story, a new Game Plus mode, survival mode, and the new DLC Mooncrash, coming out later this summer. Mooncrash will also feature Typhon Hunter, a game of hide and seek between one hunter and 5 prey. By the way they describe it, it's basically Prop Hunt from Garry's Mod. Wolfenstein Youngblood, A new Wolfenstein game has been announced as coming out in 2019. It will feature 2 characters and will support co-optional play. Several VR games are also announced, including Prey and Wolfenstein Cyberpilot, a spin-off featuring mech hacking and hijacking. After the obligatory Skyrim jokes coming to your fridge, Fallout 76 is announced with mixed reception. It is said to be 4 times bigger than Fallout 4 in terms of map. It's said to have new texturing and rendering features that improve the Fallout 4 engine. It's an entirely online survival game that will feature buildings similar to the settlement building in Fallout 4 but won't be constrained to certain areas. The entire map can be constructed upon, and also the buildings will be able to be moved from one place to another within the map. It will have PvP, but it's said to have no hard death penalties. There are also launchable nukes available across the map that can be conquered by a team of people and launched anywhere in the map. The release date has been announced for November 14th. So far, most, if not all, the leaks about Fallout 76 has proven to be true. And Todd Howard, at least to me, seemed a little bit too keen on diminishing the role of PvP in this game. Maybe due to the backlash after the leaks. A new port of Fallout Shelter for Switch and PS4 has also been announced. And talking about mobile games, Elder Scrolls Blades has been announced for iOS and Android. It will have a PC release in the future and will be completely free, and will be out this year. It will feature 3 game modes: Abyss, which will be a roguelike experience, Arena for PvP, and City Mode, a game mode that revolves around city building and customization. Going back to leaks and speculations, Bethesda confirmed the Starfield project, the first new IP in 25 years that will move Bethesda's classical RPG mechanics into a sci-fi setting. The conference ends, but not before a new teaser is pushed out. We see mountains, a valley, and some text on the big screen. The Elder Scrolls 6, apparently confirmed in development. Chalk off another for anonymous leakers. Another E3, another Devolver Digital conference, with an alarmingly high sarcasm level. They made fun of all the in-game footage that is actually always pre-rendered, of the scripted gameplay scenes where people pretend to be playing live, of all the scripted scenes that appear as in-game gameplay. They also made fun of loot boxes and pretended to have invented the loot boxes crypto coin. And finally presented some game footage from made-up games such as Scum Game, a Battle Royale, My Friend Pedro, and Metal Wolf Chaos XD. All in all, pretty fun, a lot of gore, and quite a good laugh. Square Enix decided to cut the chase short and started immediately with some gameplay footage, featuring Shadow of the Tomb Raider. The gameplay footage started with the stealth sections, where Lara silently goes around trying to kill enemies while staying unspotted. It will have a jungle setting and has features that have been described by the developers as becoming one with the jungle. Lara will find herself adapting to the jungle and learning from it, and will learn a whole set of new skills. The new game will also feature new traversals methods and underwater sections. It's coming out September the 14th. People is reminded of Final Fantasy XIV, where they reiterate all the changes made by the Under the Moonlight patch released in May. A new crossover is announced for summer 2018, Monster Hunter World x Final Fantasy XIV. We're unsure of the details. We are shown some more trailers and talk for the amazing adventures of Captain Spirit, and developers point out to the fact that there are several Easter eggs and hints towards the next game installment. Dragon Quest XI, Echoes of an Elusive World, has been confirmed for release for September 4th. A new game by Platinum's Games, Babylon's Fall, is planned for release for PC and PS4 in 2019. Already presented at the Microsoft conference, Nier Automata Become as Gods Edition will come out to Xbox One June 26th. Another trailer reminds us of the upcoming release of Octopath Traveler. Good luck finding a collector's edition at this point. Some new information for Just Cause 4. It will have overall mechanics and vehicles, will feature a new open-world Apex engine, and will come out December the 4th. But it's not the last time we hear of it in the E3. An interesting trailer has been shown for a new IP and game, The Quiet Man, featuring sections of full-action videos and gameplay. By the trailer, it seems to be an action game of sorts with a deaf main character. No more information have been released at this point. We are being told that more will be revealed in August. And last we are shown footage from Kingdom Hearts 3, this time with a release date, January 29th. Across all the conferences, we have seen several different pieces of trailers, mainly with Frozen and Pirates of the Caribbean. Community seems to be this year's buzzword for Ubisoft. Community here and community there, community content, community events, community whatever, and even a community documentary, but more on that later. The conference is started by a long section of dancing people announcing Just Dance 2019. Some new footage has been released for Beyond Good and Evil. The only thing we know is that it's gonna be co-optional. Apparently they're saving all the information for BG Fest, which is scheduled for this fall. They also asked the artistic community to send sketches, mock-ups and other original content through the hitrecord.org website. We talk again about the community when they announced Another Mindset, a documentary about the Rainbow Six Siege community and some of its players, due out July 19th. Red Lynx and Ubisoft Kiev announced Trials Rising, the new Trials game coming out February next year for PC, PS4, Xbox One and Switch. The beta registration is already available at trialsgame.com. The Division 2 has been announced for March 15th. For the first time they will have 8-man raids, and there are already 3 content DLC planned for the first year, which will be released for free. An expansion to Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle has been announced for June 26th, Donkey Kong Adventure. Ships and pirates are shown on the big screen. Everybody gets excited. Skull and Bones, a piracy/naval battle game, is to be released in 2019. Everybody is super excited, including me. But then they start talking. Several other information chill the mood quite a bit. It's going to be online. At this point it's not so sure if it's online only or online optional. It will have role-based ships, and it will feature PvP. I particularly dislike the fact that the reward for your piracy after you conquest a ship is a loot box? Oh look, some epics! It totally destroyed the mood for me. For the real video game horror and not the one inside us, Transference VR is announced due out this fall. New footage has been shown for Starlink Battle for Atlas, coming out October 16th. The game features real-life ship toy module reconfiguration that is reflected immediately in-game. It's going to be a space open world. It will also feature Star Fox, but only if you buy it on Switch. Ubisoft announces For Honor Starter Edition available until next Monday for free. Also announces the new DLC Marching Fire coming out October 16th, and the new 4v4 Castle Siege mode named Breach. We're briefly shown a trailer for The Crew 2 coming out June 21st, and then we move on to the last game for this conference, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Scheduled for release on October 5th, it's the first game in the series with a non-linear gameplay. Actions and dialogues will shape the storytelling. Speaking for myself here, but I've grown hugely out of love for Assassin's Creed. Revelations with its game-breaking bugs pissed me off so much that I didn't get anywhere close to the series since then. But Odyssey seems quite interesting. I'll have to keep an eye on it. Contrary to any and all expectation, the PC Gaming Show reveals itself as the best conference in the E3 this year. Considering that the previous years it was more akin to sleeping medications, it was most unexpected. There's no time for small talk, and we start immediately with a game by Coffee Stain Studios, Satisfactory, a sandbox factory builder, where you go around the map gathering resources you will use to build bigger and wider machinery. We move on to the announcement of NeoCab, a cab driving game. I'm not sure about its mechanics. By what is shown, it seems to be a sort of visual novel revolving around a taxi cab driver. Maverick's Proving Ground is shown to the public, with beta starting June 17th. It's the first of 3 Battle Royale games that will be presented during the show. The Forgotten City is set to be released in 2019. It was previously a mod for Skyrim, it's been improved and will have a standalone release. Stardock presents a new game, Star Control Origins, presented by the developers as an open universe action RPG. It will have planet exploration, a full universe simulation in the background, so even when you are not interacting with civilizations in other systems, they are still interacting with each other and changing the gameplay as they go. It will have full modding support, and since they discovered that the multiplayer is also quite fun, they developed the multiplayer mode into its own separate section. It will be released on GOG and Steam September 20th. Hunt Showdown, a new game by Crytek, is already out in early access. We are shown some assassinations and explosions, but not much has been said after that. Archangel Hellfire by Skydance will be out July 17th. It's a PvP multiplayer mech vs mech game. Think Titanfall, but in VR. Frogwire, the developers of Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter and Crimes and Punishments, reveal a new IP, The Sinking City, a Lovecraftian open-world investigation game. As far as descriptions go, I'm sold. Sega announces a bunch of PC releases: Valkyria Chronicles 4, Bayonetta, Vanquish, Puyo Puyo and Tetris, Shenmue 1 and 2, Shining Resonance Refrain, Yakuza Kiwami and Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 should be available on Steam in early August. Again, I'm ultra sold. Tripwire Interactive announces its plans for Killing Floor 2 in 2018, with its 4 updates, one of which has been released in March, and the new ones featuring weapon modding and the summer event, which will also turn kind of steampunk. They also announced that now they are publishers, and the first game they help publishing is Maneater, developed by Blindside, and to quote its developer, you play as a shark in an open world shark PG. Looks both hilarious and terrifying at the same time. A new publisher has also revealed itself, and it's called Untitled. 3 new games published by them has been announced. Bravery Network Online due next year, seem to be a sort of fighter. Morningstar, a Minecrafty blocky farming turned Matrix, I don't know. And Overwhelm, an action platform in apparently 4 colors, which is already available. Kids of all ages cheered when they announced Jurassic Park Evolution, a park building game already released by the time this video comes up. From what I understood, it seems sort of theme park mixed with dinosaurs. I mean! Insomniac reveals Stormland, a VR open world game. Apparently you play as an android gardener that explores and saves the world, with some flying and parkouring mechanics. They show some gameplay and it was quite interesting. I just don't know how all this VR motion will play with motion sickness. We're going back to cab driving when Nightcall is announced. It's a cab driving investigation noir game. Not much has been revealed so far. A small team of 3 people brings us Sable, an open world exploration game that honestly reminds me a lot of Journey. The heavily cel shaded with black outlines is quite unique. Star Citizens announces Alpha 3.2, but honestly I wouldn't get anywhere close a game that has a $28,000 DLC. But of course, might be just me. For the full shilling segment, Acer presents some HDR monitors. They also inform us about the fact that their notebooks with cured monitors have already been sold out, despite its cost of $9,600. Team 17 reveals a new game, Genesis Alpha 1, a sci-fi mix of roguelike shooter, base building and survival, due September 4th. Clay reveals a trailer for Don't Starve Hamlet. The team of Just Cause 4 reminds us about the fact that the game is Just Cause 3, but better and with more weather. The developers of Payday reveals a new shooter, Overkill's The Walking Dead, available for sale December 24th to December 26th, depending on your location. It sort of seems Left 4 Dead. I don't think I can describe it better. Telltale reveals the final season of The Walking Dead. Seems to be greatly improved in this iteration. For the first time it features unscripted combat, a movable camera in third person, will be released August 14th. Noita is presented, a 2D roguelite action platformer. The developer claims that every pixel is simulated. I don't know if this would impact the gameplay at all. Another game that every kid, young and old alike, were waiting for. 2 Point Hospital, the spiritual successor of Dim Hospital, due out this fall. It's exactly what you would expect from a Dim Hospital game. Shut up and take my money. Hi-Res reveals the second of the 3 Battle Royale games today, Realm Royale. It's a class-based Battle Royale with crafting elements in certain points of the map. And it's also free and it's already out. Double Fine reveals Ooblets, a creature farming / collecting game? I'm not so sure at the moment. Will be out for PC and Xbox. Anno 1800 has also been announced. It's a PC real-time strategy game that mixes several components: city building, economic simulation and naval warfare. Finally, the last of the 3 Battle Royale games that nobody was expecting. Rapture Rejects, an explosive-styled 2D top-down Battle Royale game. Looks fantastic. If you ever wanted to play a game with characters from Cyanide and Happiness, you're served. The show closes with Hitman 2, due mid-November. Compared to the previous, it will have way more crowd, about 2000 animated people in some sections, new crowd mechanics where you can lose people in it, and will still feature all the game modes in the previous Hitman, like escalations and elusive targets. Sony starts its conference showing gameplay from The Last of Us Part 2. As previously revealed, the game will focus around Ellie. Naughty Dog shows some sections from the game, featuring combat, scavenging, crafting and stealth mechanics. When the footage is over, several teasers get out of the way. God of War will have a new game plus. There are some kind of Black Ops 3 maps with Black Ops 4 pre-order that get available with some Black Ops 4 maps available also to Black Ops 3. If Black Ops 4 is pre-order, I got confused and I couldn't follow it anymore. Several new games are also briefly shown. Tetris Effect, Days Gone, Twin Mirror, Ghost Giant and Beat Saber. Cut to the new location and we're off with a lengthy video about Ghost of Tsushima, an action gameplay set in Japan during a Mongolian invasion. The game looks absolutely gorgeous, and even though some combat mechanics seem kind of clunky at times, it looks and sounds very interesting. The execution with minor details in the scenery and music also remind of old samurai movies. Control, a third-person action-adventure game with apparently some telekinesis abilities, is teased to come out in 2019. Huge excitement for the remaster of a classical, Resident Evil 2, coming out January 25th. From the creators of Rick and Morty, a new PlayStation VR title is announced, Trover Saves the Universe. At this point, pretty much nothing is known. We're back again to Kingdom Hearts 3, with its release date of January 29th. There is more footage and apparently an exclusive version for PlayStation, which bundles Kingdom Hearts 3 with all its previous titles and HD remix. Kojima Productions shows new footage for Death Stranding. No release date, and again, nobody understood anything of it. Nioh 2, basically Dark Souls in feudal Japan, is also teased. No release date. Marvel Spider-Man is announced. It seems a very cool action Spider-Man game. Pure gameplay footage shown after the conference reveal a pretty fantastic freeform movement around the city of New York. It has also quite some complex and pretty funny combat mechanics and gadgets that should prove real fun to play. The conference ends with a reveal of Déraciné, a VR title developed by From Software. The only known information is that it's an adventure game and it's developed with Hidetaka Miyazaki, that already worked with From Software to develop Bloodborne. Nintendo starts the conference showing Demon X Machina, a game featuring max combat from developers, designers and producers of different Armored Core games. Torna, the new DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 2, will be available this September. Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokémon Let's Go Eevee will be available for the Nintendo Switch, can interact and is compatible with Pokémon Go, and will also have a separate Pokéball Plus controller, which comes preloaded with Mew. Available November 16th. A new and renewed Super Mario Party is announced for the Switch. Release date for October 5th. A notable feature is the multi-switch modifier, when you can modify the layout of the map in several mini-games by rearranging the switches on the table. Fire Emblem Three Houses is also confirmed for next spring. Fortnite is available for free on the Switch. Overcooked 2, the sequel to the couch co-op Overcooked, will be available August 7th. Killer Queen Black, a 2D platformer brawler, is also teased as coming out later this year. A demo for Octopath Traveler will be available on June 14th, while the full game will be released July 13th. At this point, Nintendo goes all out and drops a huge list of games coming out in the next few months. Starlink, Arena of Valor, Minecraft, Sushi Striker, Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle Donkey Kong Adventure, Pixark, Just Dance 19, Dragon Ball FighterZ, the Octo expansion for Splatoon 2, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, Ninjala, Carcassonne, FIFA 18 and FIFA 19, Wasteland 2, Paladins, Fallout Shelter, Dark Souls, SNK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate, Wolfenstein 2, the remake of The World Ends With You, Mega Man 11 and Mario Tennis Aces. The conference ends stylishly with the announcement of the new Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It will feature all the characters from all the previous games, the return of 8-player battles, the return of characters such as Snake and Captain Falcon, together with their maps Shadow Moses Island and Blue Map. It sees the introduction of new type of characters, Eco Fighters, like for example Princess Daisy, which has similar but slightly different movesets and a different acquisition pattern from the rest of the characters. In addition to all the previous characters, there is the introduction of a new one, Inkling, featuring Inkling Boy and Inkling Girl from the Splatoon series. All stages have now been remastered and feature both the Battle and Omega modes. Some new mechanics and adaptation are explained, as well as some new introductions such as new trophy assists. And finally, the last additional character is revealed. Ridley, Samus' archenemy. The game will hit the stores December the 7th. For fans of the genre, a new Switch GameCube controller has been announced, compatible with all games and amiibos. When all is said and done, and the dust is settled, I can't say I'm too impressed with this E3. Most of the conferences show no gameplay whatsoever. Most are just marketing, teaser trailers, and get hyped material. I think that for the first time since it started, the PC gaming show was the most interesting, with several new great game announcements, a lot of gameplay, quite some in-depth talks, and absolutely zero marketing bullshit whatsoever. It's probably one of the things I love the most of it. So, in conclusion, what does E3 leaves us with? Several free games, a few titles worth keeping an eye out for, and a handful of must-buys. Yakuza and 2 Point Hospital, take my money! So this is it, folks. I hope you enjoyed my coverage of E3. My name's been Varstahl, and I'll see you next time.